Prime Minister Modi conferred with Ethiopia's highest honor, the Great Honor Nishan of Ethiopia, by the Prime Minister for strengthening India-Ethiopia ties. Let me go across to Siddhant for this. Siddhant, what does this honor mean for India?
Well, yesterday Prime Minister Modi was conferred Ethiopia's highest award, the Great Honor Nishan of Ethiopia. And PM Narendra Modi is the first global head of state, head of government to receive this award. In fact, before Prime Minister Modi, it is Bill Gates, the only recipient of this award so far. He was awarded in June 2025 for 25 years of transformative development impact to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So Prime Minister Modi is on a visit to Ethiopia. In fact, he was received by the Prime Minister of Ethiopia at the airport. Then Prime Minister of Ethiopia drove him to the National Museum, perhaps which was not in Prime Minister's itinerary. In fact, there are many outcomes also from this visit of Prime Minister Modi. India and Ethiopia decided to elevate their ties to strategic partnership. Then there are outcomes in cooperation and mutual administrative assistance, MOU for establishing data center, agreement for cooperation in United Nations peacekeeping operation training, debt restructuring, etc., etc. So a very, very important visit of Prime Minister Modi to Ethiopia. This is the first visit of Indian Prime Minister in last so many decades. In fact, Prime Minister Modi was invited by Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed during the summit in Johannesburg. And in less than a month, Prime Minister is visiting Ethiopia. So perhaps it talks about the importance India attaches to its relations with the Ethiopia. In fact, in a very special gesture, Prime Minister Modi was driven by Prime Minister of Ethiopia to his hotel. In fact, he also took a special initiative of taking Prime Minister Modi to the Science Museum and Friendship Park, which was not in Prime Minister's itinerary. Also remember, Harsh, the Prime Minister of Ethiopia is a Nobel Peace Prize winning leader. There are very few world leaders who have won Nobel Peace Prize, and one is Ethiopian Prime Minister. So perhaps, yesterday both leaders held talks. A list of outcomes, documents have also been released. Prime Minister Modi also addressed the Indian diaspora in Ethiopia. Today, Prime Minister will be addressing the Ethiopian Parliament.
Right, Siddhant. Many thanks, Siddhant, for gathering all that. Now we'll play out some reactions on this story.
मुझे ग्रेट ऑनर निशान ऑफ इथियोपिया के रूप में इस देश का सर्वोच्च सम्मान प्रदान किया गया है। विश्व की अति प्राचीन और समृद्ध सभ्यता द्वारा सम्मानित किया जाना मेरे लिए बहुत गौरव की बात है। मैं सभी भारतवासियों की ओर से इस सम्मान को पूरी विनम्रता और कृतज्ञता से ग्रहण करता हूं।
I look at the visit of Honorable Prime Minister as very, very timely, coming just after 2 years of the visit of His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq to India in December 2023. It also comes, according to me, after a long gap of 8 years that Prime Minister Modi had visited Oman in February 2018. All in all, a lot of work has moved in between. A joint vision document which was issued during the visit of the Sultan from Oman to India also had an attempt to synergize the visions of India of developed nation status in 2047 and Oman's own vision 2040. All this work has been progressing. This is a time to actually take further guidance from the leadership of the two countries and to take the relationship forward.
It's always very energizing when the Prime Minister is there to motivate the Indian business community to really engage with countries like Jordan. I think it's an important country for us from a strategic reason, and I think it can be our roadway pathway to the world, as the Prime Minister also mentioned in his speech. So I think there is a lot of collaboration that we can do.